What's up, guys? This is the reviewer here, and today I'm going to be talking about Bird Box. Thank you so much for the support lately. We got like a bunch of subscribers these past couple days, so I'm really excited about that, and I really appreciate all the support. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. So yeah, today I am talking about Bird Box. Bird Box is a Netflix movie. It was made in last December 2018, and it's basically the premise of it is that these creatures come around, and if you look at them, then you automatically commit suicide. There was like a bunch of hype around this movie, so I thought I'd see what it's all about. So, and that's really what starts with the good with this movie is the premise is really creative. I mean, I know it's based off like a book. So I guess that guy, whoever wrote the book, gets the creativity credit. But the premise for this is really cool. Basically, there's a town in, I think it's California, and these creatures start coming, well, they come around all over Earth. And if you look at them directly, then you automatically commit suicide. We never. One of the other good things about the movie is we never actually see the creatures. Like, it's kind of like Blair Witch Project, where you never actually see what's happening, or I guess you never actually see the creatures that are terrorizing the Earth. Except when the crazy guy comes in, this guy draws pictures of what the creatures actually are, which I didn't think there was really any need for that. Like, I get why it was there, because that was our first indication that he was crazy. Him coming into the house was my favorite part of the movie. I'll get into that later. And so that's really the only time we see any indication of the creatures, but we didn't even really get from that what the creatures actually looked like. We never really see them. So yeah, the premise for this movie is awesome, and also the acting is really good. Like, pretty much everyone in this movie is doing a good job. Like Sandra Bullock and John Maltenberg, or whatever his name is. Everyone's doing a really good job. But that also gets into something I don't like about this movie is the character. Pretty much all the characters except the main two, like Mallory and Tom, kind of suck and are pretty dumb. So basically, what you have is, so there's Sandra Bullock's character, who is clearly your favorite. Basically, she won't pretend to like you. She's someone that you can like. She's pretty serious, but you can still root for her in the movie, because you know that she's really the only one that's going to make it, which is one of the problems with the movie, is that you can't really get attached to any of the characters because it starts in the future and it's just her, so we know that all the other characters die, which means it's really just you watch them die. And so I'll start with Tom, because Tom is a character he was actually my favorite. I liked him better than Mallory. I just thought throughout the movie he was a really good guy, and he had good values, especially when he's playing with the kids later and trying to give them hope rather than just making them live kind of suffering like Mallory was going to do. So I really like Tom, and Tom never really makes a bad decision, except he kind of just always opens the door when there's obviously a terror. Like, someone will be about to come in, and it'll be obviously something bad, and he'll be like, no, we gotta let him in. We gotta, like, in the supermarket and in the house. But the rest of these characters kind of suck. Like Olympia. Olympia is so annoying. And she's made on the movie for someone that we're supposed to like, because Mallory likes her, but gets emotionally attached to her. But she just pretty much all the problems are because of her. Like, she comes in and all of a sudden they have another mouth to feed, and that's fine. And she's like, we see that she's a little annoying, but it's not really a problem. But then she lets in the crazy guy, and who kills like all of them. It's like completely her fault. So she's just really annoying, and then the like young guy and the young girl. I don't even know if we ever learn their names. They're in the movie for about half an hour, and they don't really need to be in the movie because they just take the car. There's no point in them really being in the movie. They're just kind of there for a while, and then they just disappear from it completely. They never come back or anything. I mean, I guess it's to show the car's gone, but like they didn't really need to be in the movie. And then there is the older guy, and who pretty much his point of the movie is to hate everyone and to be the character we hate. And they executed what they needed to with him, but I don't think it's executed perfectly per se. And he's essentially just there to give us someone to hate. And he honestly most of the time is right. Like every time he's like suspicious about a character, he is right. And then the last character is the guy that worked at the supermarket, and he's really just there for comic relief, which he kind of messed with the tone of the movie, which was another problem I had with this movie. Is when they go back between the future and the past, the tone it never stays consistent because the future tone is obviously different than like a tone 5 years ago. So it makes the movie feel a little disjointed. So this movie, it starts okay. It's a little boring in my opinion. Like not much happens. Like we get introduced to everything, and we get introduced to all the characters, and we see how they all interact with each other. Fine, and we get the premise of the movie, obviously. But I wouldn't say my interest was peaked. I was sitting there like, all right, I don't really know where all like the hype is about. And that's where I finished. But when they got into the second act, man, the second act was what this movie totally should have been. This like when the new guy came in, and he pretty much just took control of the whole house from the inside and like showed everyone the light and everything. That was some of the most intense stuff. Oh my god. And I loved it. I was watching, I was like, he just going crazy. He pretty much killed everyone except Tom and Mallory, and it was awesome. That was easily my favorite part of that movie. Those like 10 minutes when he was just going around. Oh man, I was on the edge of my seat. And then, but that's when the movie starts really going downhill, because as you move into the third act, they kind of forget, or it feels like the writers kind of forgot that there was supposed to be a message to the story. So they just kind of threw one in about motherhood. So the last third act is just her whole arc of like becoming a mother to boy and girl. I don't really get why she named them boy and girl. Like I get in like she didn't want. I just don't get it. Like, why wouldn't she want them to have names? Like, they don't get to live normal lives anyway. You might as well give them names. And so basically, and throughout the movie, it almost all makes sense. They never really explain why some of the crazy people don't kill themselves when they see the light and they follow it. They never really explain it. Like, you get that there are people that see the light and that show up for some creepy stuff, because you have people that can see versus people that can't see. So that was pretty cool. But they never really explain that. And then kind of how they end it, it doesn't really make sense anymore, because none of them could see as they go into the rapids, and they all make it. And going into this, we knew that one of them would have to look to navigate through the rapids. And this part was actually pretty good. Like, we see her kind of realize, like, it looks like she was gonna choose Olympia's child, that was the annoying girl from before. I don't think I mentioned her name. Who let the crazy guy in. But then she decides not to, and decides to just risk it. I think this was good. It's just I think it would have been better if it ended with her risking it. Because if none of them look, then what's the point of building to that climax? And then they are able to get to the whole forest while blind. And it just felt like there wasn't a lot of weight to it, and the ending was really unsatisfying for me. I honestly thought they were going to end with them all looking. And then so I thought they would have a dark ending. But with the good ending, it didn't really... I feel like the ending didn't really go with the movie, and I had a bit of a problem with that. So I thought that kind of sucked. The movie itself looks really good and everything. So, I guess final thoughts on the movie. It is an objectively pretty good movie. I think the first act was boring, and the second act was really good when it started getting really intense, and then they didn't really bring it home. I'll give Bird Box a B-. I think it's way overhyped. I know I'm like 2 months late to the party, but people were talking about this like it was the greatest movie, and it's not like that good. Like it's, I guess I'll still give it a thumbs up and like a B-, but it's not that good. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this review. Thank you so much for watching. This was The Reviewer, and consider liking and hitting that subscribe button. Keep watching movies. Bye.